This episode of the Blerd Mob contains explicit language. While we want everyone to enjoy the show, sometimes we may say things that are not appropriate for all ages. So, in other words, Mom, Dad, Granny, we cussing. Discretion is advised.
King G, Grow Site, ENT. Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it, rock with it. Let me pop my shit. Let me pop my shit. Hands up.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Blerd Mob, your hub for all things black and nerdy. I am your host, Foot, joined by my two co-hosts, Ryan and Ralph. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other streaming service, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get updates from the mob.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications so that you can get future updates for other videos.
All right. So, Ryan has been wanting to talk about this for a while, so let's go ahead and talk about Vox Machina. I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in it.
Yay!
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in it, because the man been... Portia, we gonna talk about Vox Machina? I just feel like we should talk about Vox Machina.
I've never watched it.
I said it wrong the last time. I think you should. Though. I think, one, if you like to play Dungeons and Dragons, it's nice to see it animated. I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, but I do like the show. I like the show as it animated, and then the level on top of it with the characters are voicing the characters that they created to complete the quest. I think that's the very unique part of this show, and it's in the way that they act out the choices that they make, the characters that they created. It just really makes it fun to watch.
Okay.
It's like it's two things I really like about it. Because I played Dungeons and Dragons like routinely with my roommate and some friends, and I even played it a few times back in high school. To see it brought to life and done right is really beautiful. Like, I'm watching and I'm like, I could see my dungeon master setting up a mission like this, who's my roommate, right? And then two, I also like it because, have y'all noticed there's been like a nice wave of mature cartoons, like cartoons geared towards adults. Like, it used to be we only had Family Guy, American Dad, Futurama, and what's the other one, Simpsons. Now we got Rick and Morty, we got Rick and Morty that everybody loves, Invincible, which was a hit, and now we got Vox Machina. If you like those type of cartoons, I say get into it. I love it.
I want to hop on that point that where you were talking about cartoons expanding, because the three that you listed are like adult cartoons, but they're more set in humor. Here are mature cartoons that actually have a storyline, art type. They're real serious things that you would see in like movies, or like what you used to see in like movies and live action shows. You're starting to get an animated series.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I guess it's something to where, as an adult, I guess it's just the next level of animation for you to watch, because we could watch Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory and Eddie all day, but look at these more mature cartoons that are growing with me, that even though I'm 25 years old, I can still watch cartoons, and they're geared towards my maturity, I guess.
Right.
And they do a good job of really tackling mature themes. Like, one I even forgot to mention, we talked about Arcane. I feel like Arcane does a really great job at tackling mature themes and like the stuff that goes on in the mental, the emotional, and all that kids, if they was watching it, they wouldn't be able to pick up on it. But as we grow up and we mature, we can relate to more of the characters and the themes that arise. I really like that.
Okay.
So I would definitely check it out, Ralph. The first 9 episodes are out. They're about 25-minute episodes. So I feel like if you wanted to sit down for a couple hours, you could binge watch and get caught up pretty fast.
And they do 3 episodes every Friday.
Yeah. the thing, I pulled something for this show specifically. I pulled something out of Ryan's book to where envisioning myself in the world, like if I had to be a character in it. And I think that's what made the show a bit more enjoyable for me, because I was like, I can see myself doing that, or I can see myself doing that, or I can see myself living here, being that type of person. So, and I guess that just goes back into the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's a real fun watch.
You finna jump on our Dungeons and Dragons campaign, food?
I have too much going on.
Okay.
Catch me in the summer. Okay. I already told y'all this. I said catch me in the summer when I'm at least not in school.
Okay. Okay, we got you.
And then the school slot can be the D&D slot.
Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
I know you're gonna keep it in mind. But y'all know I have to throw an oddball into the conversation. And so my roommate was watching a TikTok, and the TikTok was some lemon pepper wing candle wax, like the wax that you just burn and it whip off the scent. So he was like, I would want one, but I would want a buffalo wing. And I was like, if I come home and it smell like buffalo wings in my apartment and it's a candle and you're not cooking no chicken, you have to pack your bag. You get it out of here. So he took it to the next level. He said, what if I bought a seafood boil candle? And I was like, what the fuck?
Have the house smelling like
so here's my question.
Seasoning.
I would know.
So I'm talking about fresh seafood boil, like they just finished it. So my question for you guys, because I just thought this was hilarious how we were playing the scenario. So Ralph, say your girl invited you over, Ryan, the girl that you're talking to, or some girl that you're interested in, invites you over, and you walk in and it smells like seafood, and you was like, you made me a seafood boil, or you cooked something up, and she was like, nah, that's my seafood boil candle.
I'll be angry.
What are you doing?
I'll be angry.
I'm walking back out.
I'm gonna be upset. Like why would you play with my emotions like that? Like that's hurtful. Like that's
I'm gonna walk in the house like, man, some smell real good right now. You got some food cooking?
Right, like, do you hate me?
She tell you it's a seafood boil candle.
I'm gonna say, why would you attack me like that? Why would you attack my character like that? Like, what did I do to you? That's what I say.
So that was my thing. I was like, what about me that you looked at me and thought, let me light up this seafood boil candle? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll be upset. I'll be upset. You got me up in here mouth watering, thinking I'm finna give me some crab legs, some crawfish, and some sausage.
She ain't got nothing. She ain't got nothing on the stove. But the house smell like a seafood bag.
Red flagger.
That candle gotta go. Nah, you gonna walk in, she gonna light that seafood candle. It's gonna be a hot dog sitting on the table.
I'ma throw up.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, this better be the best damn hot dog I ever had for the way you got this house smelling.
I'm gonna throw up. I walk in the house and you lit a seafood boil candle and a hot dog on the table. I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
But I was like, that's wild. So the only thing he saw was the lemon pepper wing candle. But I was like, y'all are getting out of hand with these food candles, because I know they do desserts. There are candles that are named after desserts. Like you'll get apple pie,
coffee,
cinnamon
hazelnut,
cake, something like that. But I was like, I don't like food candles. When I buy candles, I buy scents like Hawaiian breeze or lavender or some along that nature. But I'm not out here buying no cupcake candle, lemon cake. I'm not buying that.
So the funny thing is, if you look at like I paid a lot of attention to fragrances. You at first, for a good minute, a lot of people go for fresher fragrances like citrus notes and all of that, and sometimes woody notes has always been popular. But now you see a lot of gourmand fragrances, which are basically fragrances that try to imitate food, like toffee, coffee, hazelnut, and all that good stuff. And they do smell good. But if it start getting to the point where you're doing chicken and stuff, I'm
that's what I'm saying. Like that's taking it to the extreme.
Right.
So you got chicken wings. So first of all, I'm gonna be pissed anyway. I walk in my apartment and smell like chicken, and you ain't got none.
Right.
What are we doing? And my other thing is that you decided to freshen your house with lemon pepper wings.
Imagine if she got buffalo hot. Like you want my nose burning?
That's what I'm saying.
Your mom's gonna be burning, boy. Right.
Going back to the seafood boil one, she get one with extra seasoning. You come in that whole coughing.
Oh yeah.
Look, she'd put on some mango habanero. Be like, it's sweet and spicy. Girl, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Oh my goodness.
No. I just wanted to get y'all opinion because I was crying, laughing, planning out that scenario of me being invited over by some girl. She telling me how she done cleaned up, mopped the floors, all this other stuff. She got talking about it's sparkling. And I walk in her apartment smelling like a seafood boil, and it's a candle.
Red flagger.
I'm walking out. I'm leaving. Cause what?
Red flagger.
What about me just screams seafood boil candle?
Right. Now, since we kind of on this little topic of foods turned into candles, how about the sweets that's actually getting turned into like condiments and stuff like that, or like ice creams? How do y'all feel about that? Like, isn't there like
when
another
they start
butter,
doing that?
Isn't there like another butter ice cream or something like that? Now,
oh
yeah.
So my roommate had the Nutter Butter ice cream. He said it tastes like cheap ice cream. So you know how cheap ice cream kind of sounds scratchy at the top? It's that kind. It's the cheap. He said it was okay, but it's the cheap ice cream.
It's not all that.
Now, so I didn't try it because I don't like Nutter Butters to begin with. And the aisle that they had all the ice creams on, the only one they had left was the oatmeal cream pie. And I would have tried that one had the top not already been open on it.
Somebody was trying to sample.
We stopped. I thought we stopped doing it. I thought there was a whole thing about y'all opening these ice cream containers and doing stuff with it.
Oh, that was a few years back when they was licking ice cream for no reason.
Yes.
I thought they stopped doing that, but apparently somebody opened it.
I forgot that.
So I didn't get to try any. I didn't get to try any Little Debbie ice cream because somebody decided to open the oatmeal cream pie one.
I went.
But I heard it's cheap ice cream.
I haven't tried it yet. I just been seeing a lot of folks, talking about it and stuff. So I want to bring it up to y'all.
I did. I seen people like on Instagram and stuff. They bought one. They was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." My roommate said it's cheap ice cream.
I'd rather just go to Dairy Queen and get like a Snickers Blizzard or M&M Blizzard or something like that.
Yeah.
Me personally.
How have you guys been doing on your February list so far?
I'm finna out Ryan. I'm outing him.
I'm leaving.
I'm outing him.
I'm leaving. Bye, y'all.
I'm outing him. Ryan is winning. I want to put this out here. Ryan is winning the impulse war. I ain't bought nothing yet. Ryan, he's winning. I won't tell you what he bought, but he's winning.
I mean, isn't it right behind him?
So no.
No, that's not it. So no. That's not it.
So the
you close, but that's not it.
The 5 others that have not been released yet, tax turn season. I came up on some money, and I said, you know what? They don't sell on Amazon. I just had to buy them. I just
you didn't have to.
He winning. He winning. Ryan is winning the war.
Cause look, this is ghetto, bro. Like I got 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9 because they was on sale, and it's like I need 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't. It just don't look right.
Is it ghetto? Is it ghetto? Is that your justification for buying?
Right?
I feel like it's a solid 50-50.
It seems like you're justifying your reasoning. You're trying to make an excuse.
That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like to me, Ralph.
My bills.
I hear excuses.
My bills paid. That's what matters.
Okay.
No company.
But Ryan winning the war, y'all, and once again we're back in February, so. Black Hero of the Week.
Yes, sir.
We're doing week 3 and week 4 in this episode. So week 3 belongs to Ryan. Week 4 belongs to me. So I'll let you take it, big dog.
All right, you guys. I don't know if this sounds cliche or not, but I was thinking that because this is my Black Hero of the month, my Black Hero of the Week. I got to give it to T'Challa himself. I had to force it out. The Black Panther, because I didn't know anything about Black Panther until the movie came out. I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. Like the few times he was featured, like what was that Marvel movie that he came in for a little bit?
Civil War.
When he was in Civil War, I was like, who the hell is a Black Panther? I ain't never heard of Black Panther. I grew up on
who the hell is a Black Panther?
Listen, I just gotta be real. I
grew
up
need you
on
to
Batman.
go back to history.
I grew up
He
on
said,
Batman.
who the hell is a Black Panther?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I saw Black Panther, I'm like, the Black Panthers? Like, damn, who's this guy? But like,
see, now you're being ignorant.
That's what I thought. Like, I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with most of the Marvel characters. Like, Marvel has done a great job at introducing new heroes that probably weren't the most popular. But Black Panther, for me, that was a whole wave. Like, my biggest memory of Black Panther is the fact that when it got announced, it's like all black cast, a lot of African tribes actually being featured in the movie, representing their heritage and their culture. And all of us went to an HBCU. And when I say,
and don't forget it was a black director as well.
Exactly. It was full black cast, all of that. Like they really invested in that movie, bro. And when I say for us, we went in like a group of 20 people? I still got the picture.
It was a lot of us.
It was like a group of 20 people just for us who all said we're going. And then the entire room was filled with everybody else from our HBCUs. They got on different clothing, they're cosplaying, they got on like different African garb, based on different cultural significance, and I think I worded that incorrectly. But they were dressed up, they was enjoying the movie, and I was like, bro, like this movie really did something. Like a lot of black people was able to relate to it and finally be able to say, like, we have a black hero, black cast, great black. He was a great actor. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and it was just phenomenal. That is my black hero, bro, because he set a wave. He really set a trend, and I want to see more movies like that.
Yeah, I guess for us, I would say Black Panther was a big hit. I'm not gonna down it, but let's not forget about Blade.
You're right.
With Wesley Snipes in the 90s.
You're right.
But I'm gonna put it like this, because I think this is what Ryan is trying to get across. When the MCU started being big, the MCU kicked off more people going to see superhero movies.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we were getting some bomb-ass superhero movies coming from the MCU. So to get Black Panther in the MCU and something so big, because the MCU had been going on for like
just a few years.
Good 8
years,
because Iron Man came out in 2008, Black Panther came out in 2016. So they were going for a good 8 years strong, and to have a solo black superhero film and Black Panther at that, people came out to see that.
There were people who ain't even like Marvel movies that went out to see Black Panther because it's a black hero and a black cast.
It was people who didn't even. It was people who weren't even watching Marvel movies that saw Black Panther and went to go see the movie. And went to go see it. It's so many Easter eggs in Black Panther that you could catch if you were to watch previous Marvel movies. But you just have people going in there for the enjoyment of the film.
Exactly.
So Black Panther coming on the big screen that was a win.
It was.
For black superhero characters in Marvel. And I don't think it's cliche if you pick it.
Bet.
I don't think so.
I mean, again, that's your pick, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Ralph said. But I would say that you would be one of many who chose Black Panther to be their favorite black superhero just because of the movie. Because we don't see a lot of black superheroes on the big screen getting their time to shine.
Exactly.
I would say for the MCU that the black characters that we do see are sidekick characters. Falcon, true enough, Sam Wilson is now Captain America, but when he was first introduced, he was basically a Captain America sidekick.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle playing Iron Patriot. I think that's right.
Iron Man's friend.
His best friend. He was being Iron Man's best friend. Even with Captain Marvel, she had her black best friend. So seeing a movie of a solo black superhero that's not somebody's best friend, like this is my best friend, or whatever. I thought it was different. I thought it was cool to see.
What's a great black antagonist too? Killmonger was.
I
like what he stood for.
I will give you that. I don't think Killmonger was that great.
That could be another conversation.
I understand his point of view that y'all been living here in this city while all of your people on the outside have been suffering for all these years, and y'all got this advanced technology that y'all ain't sharing with nobody. I felt him on that, but him as a character as a whole, I did not enjoy Killmonger.
Okay.
But I would say that his performance didn't take away from the movie. I just wasn't a big fan.
So who's your black hero of the week?
Oh, you ain't gotta do that just because I said I don't like Killmonger. But my black hero of the week for week 4 is Cyborg. So, depending on when you got into DC, you would have been introduced to Cyborg in 2 different ways. If you're like me, you got introduced to Cyborg with the Teen Titans. Yeah. Or you could have got introduced to Cyborg when he was in the Justice League. The Cyborg that I prefer is the one that got introduced with the Teen Titans. He's originally a member of the Teen Titans, going back to the 1980s, the new Teen Titans comics. The thing that I like about Cyborg, I guess, is his struggles as a character, because it's not just, I guess when he was in the Teen Titans, everybody had something that they were struggling with, but I guess one, he was dealing with the struggles of being a black man in society. So you guys already know how that goes. But on top of that, he's dealing with being a half man, half robot.
Right.
And one of his biggest things was that Cyborg, aka Victor Stone, before he turned into Cyborg, he was an athlete. When he became Cyborg, they even show this in the Teen Titans cartoon when they first united, that they would not let him compete because now he had all of these cybernetic parts, that it wasn't fair for him to play football or to compete because now he had these enhancements.
Yeah.
So the only thing that he found enjoyment in was now being taken away because he was turned into something that he got turned into under his will. So that's one of the origin story things from Cyborg, is that he has a couple different origins. The one from the 1980s was that his parents were scientists. An experiment had gone wrong, and his mother died, and like half of his body got blown off. And in an attempt to save him, his father put the cybernetic parts on him to keep him alive. So that turned into his beef with his dad. Because it's like, you turned me into this monster, and now I can't play sports. Everybody's looking at me weird, and all this other stuff. But that's my boy. Cyborg is my boy. And I guess the other cool thing is that if you watch the cartoon, how he's a bit more goofy with like his booyah and all like that.
Booyah!
In the comic book, he wasn't that goofy. He said some funny stuff, but he was a bit more serious character. And that's what they're trying to do, that with his stick in the Justice League, trying to make him a bit more serious. But I like the joking Cyborg, the one that we see in the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I like about the one in the cartoons is that they still keep the fact that he's extremely smart. He can hack into any type of technology. He can transform. You guys already seen where he transformed his hand into the sonic cannon.
Yeah.
So he's a silly guy, but he's also like extremely smart. And I think I know the comic books and the Teen Titans cartoon did it. Everybody knows Teen Titans Go is trying to make everybody silly, so you don't really see him being showing his intelligent side. But with the Justice League, with him being more serious, they are tapping into more that like he's basically a supercomputer.
Mm-hmm.
So Cyborg has touched the big screen a couple times. Justice League, wow. Big screen once, Justice League. TV show wise, he was in Smallville, but he wasn't like full. He didn't have like the cybernetic thing going on. And if you watch the Doom Patrol show on HBO Max, he's in there as well. Which I'm still kind of peeved off about of why they didn't put him in Titans. Because his origin is Teen Titans, but whatever.
It'll be alright.
Okay.
So that is my Black Superhero of the Week. I want to make sure Cyborg gets his love.
That's a good pick, I would say.
Teen Titans was one of my favorite cartoons, so shout out to Cyborg.
Yeah, I did enjoy
He wasn't
Teen Titans.
given enough. He's not my favorite character from Teen Titans, but I would say that he wasn't a character that I was like, because they had an arc where it was centered on Cyborg. You remember he went to the other Teen Titans for like that Brother Blood arc.
Oh yeah, and he was dating Bumblebee.
It was Teen Titans West. He was helping out. So I would say when he did get his solo episodes, it did not take away from the show at all. I like watching Cyborg.
Okay.
So
I like it.
Hey though. Now that we got our Black Heroes, I want to talk to y'all about something, bro. We talked about GTA in like an episode before, and
we called it.
And GTA 6 got announced. GTA 6 got announced. They ain't said nothing else aside from the fact that we working on it. And I just want to know, like, every time we talk about GTA, well, like every time I talk about GTA with friends, where do y'all want to see it located? Being that they done Miami, they done San Francisco, they did LA, they did New York City. Where y'all trying to see GTA take place in GTA 6? Especially knowing that it's going to be on next gen, and GTA 5 is huge, but that's a 360 PS3 game, and it's just made its way through the generations. Where do y'all want to see GTA 6 take place, bro?
I was thinking the South because they've done West Coast, they've done East Coast. I was thinking somewhere in the South, maybe New Orleans, just because of the history in New Orleans and it being a tourist attraction or whatever. You could play with a lot of elements with that. And I was thinking maybe the way how they did Mafia 3, because Mafia 3 was in the South. I think it was Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That Mafia 3 was in Louisiana.
So you want to take back in the day New Orleans, or like modern New Orleans?
No. This is what I was about to get at, is that my only concern is if they do the South is how they portray the culture.
Yeah.
Because Mafia 3 was back in the day of,
I think it was like 70s,
60s. So y'all know what was going down in the 70s and the 60s in the South. So portraying that, they portrayed it, but now we're moving into the modern era and given everything that's going on in society now, how do you appropriately put that in a game? Given Grand Theft Auto's nature, how do you design that in a game without being overly offensive?
The funny thing is, I could see that, and if they were willing to risk that, because talking about topics like that, you have no choice but to offend somebody. GTA offends people all the time, and it's one of the most blocked games.
That's what I said. That's why I said overly offensive. Like you ever like see something and it's like, whoa, red flag, hit the buzzer, cut it off. That's what I'm saying. Like, because the past GTA games have done some stuff that was like, I don't think you should have said that, or I don't think you would have did that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about stuff that as immediate as happened, it's like, y'all did what in the GTA 6 game?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And I know, like, depending on who's designing the game, but we've seen people try to do urban and modern stuff, and it comes off extremely offensive. Even though their intentions were not to be offensive, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
It'll be one of those things where it's like they're definitely going to have people who have experienced the culture out there, and depending on like what parts of recent history they want to put into the game, probably even people who were probably overly affected by it, and from both sides of the spectrum as well, to get like a more balanced, I guess, story and image of what's been going on. But it'll
Yeah.
be delicate.
I'm glad you brought up the time period, because I believe one of the GTA games was set in the 80s, even though it didn't release in the 80s. One of the GTA games was set in the 80s. I want to say it's either GTA 3 or it was Vice City.
I don't remember. I
I
couldn't play
don't think it
GTA
was
back then.
Vice City.
Then it might have been 3.
So Ralph, where you trying to see it at?
That's
I would say I have to see it in Washington D.C. Honestly,
no, it was Vice.
It was Vice City.
It was.
It's Vice City. Vice City is set in a 1986.
That was Miami, right?
Fictional Vice City.
Yep.
Yeah, so in 1986 Miami.
Okay.
Now they could do that. They could take us back in time again.
I would prefer modern.
But my bad,
time.
Ralph. I didn't mean to.
Are you good?
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Are you good? I was gonna say the place I would like to see it in would be Washington D.C. The main reason because like you have a lot of government facilities in and around Washington D.C. Even if they just want to branch out and go to like smaller surrounding areas around Washington D.C. or like other little cities and stuff, I feel like that would be fairly easy to kind of like do an expansion thing, kind of like how the Division has like expansions to like other areas and stuff that you can explore. Ghost of Tsushima just adding new areas and stuff that you can explore. I can like see them doing a play like that, to where it's like, okay, you get like one city, and then like each update or like each patch that we add, like major update, we'll get like an extra city added in that's around that area. So I could see a lot of play on like them having missions at the White House, them like, doing CSI, FBI government stuff, things like that, all to coming together. So
and they
it's
could
a
attach
possibility.
Baltimore to it as well with all the culture out there.
Yeah.
Well, they could just attach Maryland as a whole. If they wanted to do the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, they could start with that.
I could see that.
But I like Ralph's point, because even in GTA 5, you remember the story had got to a point where they were doing missions for the government. They called them, they weren't the FBI. They were something,
Yeah,
they named them something else.
Merryweather.
But you remember they started doing,
it was like that.
No, that's the private military.
Oh yeah.
They were working for the FB something. The F something. But you remember they started doing missions for the government.
Yeah.
So they could go that route if they wanted to, but now we're smack dab in the middle of all the government facilities.
Yeah. I would like to, if they did do DC, because I think that would be interesting, probably integrate some more technical stuff, like say if they do like some NSA focused stuff, being that like smart tech and everything is such a big thing now, and hacking and all of that, I would love to see that integrated into the story.
I was thinking that too, if they wanted to do like a Watch Dogs route.
Yeah, something similar.
That maybe it's a tech guy, or if they wanted to do it where you play multiple characters again, and one of the guys just a big computer tech guy, and if you switch to him, one of his missions is to hack into the White House computer or something like that.
Now, I would say like having multiple characters in GTA to like play as, that definitely made the game more enjoyable. It actually
did. And the fact that everybody's storylines, those starting off separate,
all kind of
it once became one.
Yeah,
that was one straight storyline.
Okay, I like Ralph's idea. I could honestly, even though my choice wasn't DC, I would definitely not be mad at DC, because I would say Chicago, because when you look at like the history of gang violence and all of that good stuff, and Chicago being such a huge international city with the mixtures of diversity and stuff, I feel like in comparison to Los Santos, which was of course like a representation of LA, I feel like in terms of being able to create a whole lot of different stories and even incorporate like that 3 character setup where each of them got their own individual story and they're from different parts of the city and everything like that, I feel like they could do a good job if they were to base it in Chicago. I could see like especially if they do it in whether it's modern times or even older times.
I don't know who I was talking to. I may have been talking to you, Ryan, but if they did Chicago, that opens the area to even throw missions in another country.
Canada.
Mm-hmm. They get a mission where you got to sneak somebody over the border.
Exactly. They could play around for a lot of themes. You could even like go across the lake, and I think if you go across the lake in Chicago, it connects to like Detroit or somewhere. You could like, well, the state of Michigan, it connects to the state of Michigan. You could do Michigan to the east of it. You could do Canada to the north.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff they can integrate, and that'd be pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
I could see that. Y'all think they gonna put it on Nintendo?
Nintendo Switch
I
will
don't
not be
think
able
so.
to handle that type of
game. That Switch will burn.
I'm gonna say this. Even though Rockstar is separate from this, Microsoft put out an announcement that they are going to release the most popular, I'm gonna explain why I put that in quotes, the most popular Activision Blizzard IPs. They're gonna keep releasing those on PlayStation, and they also want to look into putting them on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say this. When I asked if they were going to put GTA 6 on Nintendo, y'all was like, that's going to be too big of a game. What Activision Blizzard properties do you think will be able to fit on a Nintendo Switch?
Call of Duty.
Do you think Microsoft should even pursue that?
I could see Call of Duty being on there.
The thing is, the Switch is not physically, from a hardware perspective, as powerful as current gen consoles. Like if you look at the Switch, they're putting old games, like old ports. Like they just put the Ezio collection and Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood and Revelations are old, like 10 years old at this point. I don't think the Switch could hold. If they make the newest Call of Duty, I don't think it could port Call of Duty, or rather, it would be a bad port. The quality, the fidelity, something will be sacrificed.
So you're saying that what you could be saying, and this is what they could be doing. Maybe some of the older Activision properties they might want to throw on Nintendo, because I can easily see Microsoft saying we want to revamp Guitar Hero and you can get it on the Switch.
And Guitar Hero wouldn't be too demanding. Oh, my bad, Ralph.
You can't see Guitar Hero?
No.
Why not? They put it on the Wii.
Yes, but you had a whole guitar.
They can make that an accessory.
They can still make they could still make the accessory, because when Mario Kart came out, they were making wheel accessories that you just throw the Switch Joy-Con into. So I don't think it would be too much for them to make the controller, the guitar, because when they stopped putting Guitar Hero on Nintendo and they came out with that new Guitar Hero and that new Rock Band, it was on Xbox and PlayStation 5, and they made a complete, this is not your red, yellow, blue, green. They made a completely different guitar to play the game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. So I don't think it would, if they wanted to, I don't think it would be too hard for them to make a new guitar that fits the Joy-Con.
I'm not against them pursuing that. They just have to make sure that if they put a game on Switch, it maintains a certain level of quality so that people can see buying it. Because I would arguably say,
but that's why I was saying Guitar Hero, because Guitar Hero is kind of on that level of Just Dance. Like you could make a Just Dance game and you don't have to do too much to get people to buy it. You just, for me, if I was to ever buy another Just Dance game, what would get me to buy a Just Dance game is the songs. If they come out with a new Guitar Hero game and they got some bangers on their joint, I'm buying it.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. and it's funny because I still don't think I still believe, like going back to like our last episode, I still believe there's a chance that Xbox at some point will stop putting the exclusives on other consoles like Activision Blizzard. They may maintain some of them.
So here's my thing. The statement was they would be putting the most popular Activision Blizzard IPs on PlayStation. The question is, what IPs are they going to be considering the most popular? Because what you might think is the most popular IP they might not think it's the popular IP. So then the PlayStation users may not be getting all of the Activision Blizzard games. They're just getting the ones that Microsoft deemed the most popular.
What's funny,
which could just be Call of Duty, and they don't get nothing else.
What's funny, by numbers, Candy Crush is Activision Blizzard's most popular game. If we look at the numbers,
they put Candy Crush on the PS5. It's a wrap.
Look, but I coined this term. The acquisition wars are very interesting because I remember seeing the news that Sony acquired Bungie, which was the original developer behind Microsoft's Halo until they separated from Microsoft Studios. I don't know what these console producers are doing.
So my thing about you was about to say something, Ralph?
Yeah, I was about to say something. You go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, be quick. My thing with Sony buying Bungie. I see this. I have two different opinions. One, I'm thinking that PlayStation is going to take this company and start making new IPs for PlayStation.
Live service.
The other thing is that I think that Sony may not be done. That's my other assumption. That Sony may not be done buying these different companies. Yeah. This may just been the first in the pile of what they about to go Thanos gauntlet. And they just got the first one. My second thing is that after they acquired Bungie, it came out that Sony was going to help Bungie turn some of their franchises into movies. So now it's like, did y'all just buy this company to help them make movies, or y'all about to make games?
I can see them making games.
His point. Yeah.
I can see them making games, except based on Bungie's history, they make a lot of first-person shooter games. So I would say Sony required Bungie in the case of Microsoft snatching Call of Duty from them.
I don't know if it was a response because of. I feel like you have these negotiations are like months in advance. I'll give you this. I'm gonna give you this on this condition that when Microsoft started making the moves to acquire Activision Blizzard, word got to Sony, and they figured that they need to go acquire something as well, which is why both of those acquisitions released around the same time.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Also, my rebuttal to the Bungie acquisition, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, we got the Halo developers. All of the developers that were in Bungie that helped make Halo 1 up till Halo Reach, which was the last one that Bungie worked on, they're not there anymore. Everybody at Bungie right now is strictly Destiny developers. And one thing about it, with the movie thing, I don't think that's the only focus, but if you ever seen any of the live action Destiny trailers, Portia, when they'll make some of the marketing ads, I'm pretty sure you saw them, Ralph. They were actually decent quality and it seemed fun, and they did a good job.
But I guess the difference, my rebuttal to that is same thing with movies. The trailer could be top notch shit, and you get to the movie and it's top notch garbage.
I could see them pursuing something new. It is Sony. They probably just want some more intellectual properties to make movies, especially if Destiny's just going to be multi-plat anyway. But I do think the biggest benefit in getting Destiny is Destiny has been a live service game since Destiny 1. And live service games, Fortnite, Apex, games that continually update, microtransactions, etc. They're the trend right now. And every company want to dip their toe into that pool. And the thing is, Sony's biggest IPs are all single-player action adventure / role-playing games. So now they trying to dip their toe into that market and make some of that good money for themselves. Because right now they don't have anything in that. Even Halo Infinite, Microsoft's newest game, that's a live service game. So
I feel you. I just saw it two different ways because of how the news released from each other. The news came out that they acquired Bungie. And then another announcement came out that Sony is going to be helping make some of their franchises movies.
Yeah.
So then I started kind of questioning the intention of the acquisition. Is it games or is it movies? Or it could be what both of y'all said. It could be both.
Now, I would say the big question right now would be, once Sony's contract end with Call of Duty, do you think Microsoft may go back on their word, or do you think they're just gonna up the price, an arm and a leg for Sony?
So this is my answer to that question. I think they only said that is because they're under investigation for buying Activision.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they said it to lower the heat for this investigation.
There you
because
go.
the acquisition is huge.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last episode that if they decided to take all of these IPs and just make them Microsoft exclusives, PlayStation is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
And
they're going to take a falcon punch to the throat. And I feel like I don't think we would ever see anything in writing, but until we get a official announcement that they have made, that they have shook hands on it, I think the only reason he said that was to lower the heat on the investigation.
And
the fact that he even threw Nintendo in it.
And look, the pot is hot right now. Like, even in the court of public opinion, all the fans right now have been in uproar on social media. Oh my gosh, y'all can't make Call of Duty exclusive. What about the money? What about the money? Because of course, Call of Duty is like their biggest focus right now.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is companies go back on their word all the time. And like I used to, I went on the rants about the different tech companies in the last video, but companies go back on their word all the time. They go back on investments all the time. That's why I said in the last video, give it 3 years and we'll see.
I think they're only saying that now because everybody's in a panic.
Mm-hmm.
What if I can't play Call of Duty on my PlayStation anymore?
Right.
The pot is hot right now. It just, the acquisition wars are heated. You got to wait till everything's settled down before you do what you really want.
They're getting investigated. The block is hot. They got to say something.
I'll say the
block is hot.
I would say the investigation. It was already an ongoing investigation with Activision Blizzard anyway, with their previous shenanigans and things like that. So it did look kind of weird, Microsoft buying them out while that investigation is still ongoing as well. So that could also just be a reason as to that investigation has extended to that.
Those are two separate investigations.
They're being investigated by the FTC because of how much they paid for it, and the fact that because of what could come out of it.
Yeah.
If they complete this acquisition and they formally decide to make all of AB's IPs Microsoft exclusives, Sony's taking a hit. We know that for sure. And then whoever else was getting money off of Activision Blizzard's properties are taking hits as well. That's why they're being investigated.
Right. The FTC tries to prevent monopolization, and their goal is to make sure that when companies make acquisitions like these and big purchases, they're not directly hurting their competitor. It should be, I beat my competitor in a natural way, not I buy their contracts out and all this other stuff to purposely crush them, because that doesn't encourage the economy to grow.
But I agree with you, Ralph, that the other thing that didn't get as big of an uproar as the Call of Duty thing was Microsoft buying them when that ongoing investigation at Activision Blizzard was going on.
Yeah.
I've heard some talk about that as well. So I don't think he said that for that investigation, but I will say that there were people talking or questioning Microsoft making this acquisition at the same time that other investigation was going on.
Yeah.
So what about the other hot news on the internet? What else y'all been hearing about?
GTA 6 is not the only hot news. It's not the only hot news. I would like to say that the past 2 weeks have been marvelous. I've been seeing things saying that they are about to get released that I didn't think they were being released. Things that I was hoping for that are coming to the forefront.
Okay.
We are not ready for 2022. I don't know who said we were, but we're not.
The Blerd mob ain't.
We're not. I got 3 things. that happened in the past 2 weeks that I was not ready for. Number one, I may sound like a little kid for this, but for those who are watching Our House, the second half of season 2 is coming back next month. They came back season 2 and they stopped in like August or September. And nobody knew if the series was going to come back. There was a big controversy surrounding if the show was going to come back. They had already solidified that there wasn't going to be a full season 3, that they were going to only have 3 hour-long episodes for the third season, and that was going to be a wrap. But on top of that, nobody knew when the second season was going to come back. But they just announced the other day that Our House, the second half of season 2, is coming back March 19th. And I am ecstatic.
Okay.
I'm ecstatic. It's one of those shows, I think you might like it, Ryan. It is like little kitty. It's not mature, but it's about a girl who enters this other world where it's witches and monsters, and she starts going to school there, learning how to do magic as a human and navigating their world, navigating the two worlds.
Right.
And so it's been pretty interesting to watch. I love it.
So what is?
And they're finally coming back.
What is this on right now?
Disney Channel.
Okay. Got it.
It's the only show that I watch on Disney Channel at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched
Second thing if you have Disney Plus, you can watch the first season. I don't know if they put the first half. They did put the first half of the second season on Disney Plus as well. So you got Disney Plus, you can watch the first season and the first half of the second season.
Okay. I have to add that to my list.
So it is little kitty because it's Disney Channel, but it's a fun watch, and it's a good storyline. It's a very good storyline. I won't give too much away since Ralph said he's gonna put it on his list. Second thing on my list, they dropped the trailer for the second half of Young Justice. For those who have been listening to the Blerd Mob since 2021, you may have recalled that I said that the second half of Young Justice Season 4, the second half of it, was going to make or break the season for me because of what happened with Young Justice Season 3. They released the trailer for it, and it's looking pretty damn good. They brought my boy back. Darkseid is coming.
Nice.
Darkseid is coming. Now, if they continue with the momentum that they started in the first half of this season, the second half is about to go stupid. And with them bringing Darkseid back, I hope they do a good job. It's going to be nasty. It's going to make or break the season for me, but we got a glimpse at Aqualad, who is now Aquaman. We got to look at Atlantis. We got to look at Nightwing. We got to look at Zatanna as Dr. Fate. I'm just saying, I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't caught up yet, but this second half of this season is going to make it or break it for me. I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Okay.
The last thing for me is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. They have been talking about this for a while, that it was coming. But they've officially thrown a date on it for May 25th, 2022, which would make the 45th anniversary of the first Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, before the Star Wars fans are about to get me, I need to catch up on The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. So don't holler at me because I ain't watched the rest of the Star Wars series. I'm getting there. Like I said, the Marvel shows of 2021 had me in a chokehold. So I'm trying to expand and watch other stuff. Let me get there. But the thing that set it off for me for the Obi-Wan, I like Obi-Wan as a character. So if they make a series about him, yeah, I'm watching it. They're also bringing back Hayden. Can't remember his Hayden C. For the fact that I don't want to mess up his last name. And he is the actor from the Star Wars prequel series, episodes 1, 2, and 3, who played Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader.
Okay.
and they have filled some scenes between him and Obi-Wan that are expected to be in the series. So I'm excited. I'm gonna catch up on the rest of the Star Wars shows. Don't beat me up. Please put your lightsabers back in the hilt, please. Please put your Force lightning away. Put your Force chokes. Put all of that away. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna catch up before the Kenobi series comes out. But I was very interested on whether they were going to see this Kenobi series through or not. So those 3 announcements, I am ecstatic. Mm-hmm. This face is my ecstatic face.
I would say all the Star Wars fan is gonna give you until next episode to say you watched everything.
Right, they gonna be
next episode. Yeah. Y'all just gonna have to come get me. Y'all just gonna have to come. Y'all gonna have to come get me.
They're gonna be like, we know y'all record every other week. You got it.
Right.
What you got?
Look, between all the other stuff I'm watching and all of the if I sit down a weekend and watch it, y'all got me. I'll give y'all that. But I want to say, do not hold me to the expectation that I watch all this stuff by next episode, because y'all just gonna have to come get me.
Ralph, what fell on your radar?
I would have to say, in the past 2 weeks, I really ain't been really paying attention to a lot, but I would have to say the things that I'm looking forward to. Number 1 would have to be Batman, because it's falling on my birthday, so I have to go see it.
Well,
so
you got your tickets already?
I'm getting them today, actually.
All right.
Okay, let's do it, big dog. Let's do it. Mine too.
All right, so y'all want to buy my ticket then?
Keep going.
You know what, Ralph? No, I'm not. I'm gonna give it to you because it's your birthday. If you send me the movie theater you want to go to and the price for the tickets, I'll reimburse you. Happy birthday!
Yay!
That's a good friend. We're charitable out here on the Blerd mob.
You see your fellow co-host didn't want to do it.
Right, he didn't say a word.
Y'all know I'm broke.
Why you broke? But say why you broke. Say why you broke.
Because I got so many trips planned with my amazing friends like you guys, and I wanted to get my ticket and my plane tickets and everything purchased so that I could see y'all. And I paid off all of those trips.
That's not what I wanted you to say.
That's why I'm broke.
That's not what I wanted you to say.
That's why I'm broke, though.
That ain't why you broke.
Okay, I'm gonna let them have it.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it March. When's our episode in March?
We're gonna
get to it then. Don't worry about it.
Your answer. You gotta finish your answer.
We're gonna come back to you. No. I would say I am excited for Batman. Even though I do have some, I'm gonna really say worries, but since they are doing a different origin thing of, veering off from the original story of, Batman's parents dying and him going through all this stuff, it's gonna be interesting to see how they make it different. Even with dang, I forgot the man's name. Robert Pattinson playing it. It's gonna be interesting. And plus,
I definitely agree.
Yeah, and plus the director already said, for people that's not gonna like the movie, it's gonna be the people that have not really watched Robert Pattinson's roles and stuff, and the people that do like the movie is actually going to be the people that actually paid attention to his roles and things in his movie. So it could be split when it comes to the movie.
Despite popular belief, like when I actually look into Robert, he is a solid actor. It's just the characters for Twilight were not that well written. But as an actor,
I've only seen Robert Pattinson. I didn't watch Twilight, but the only other role that I've seen Robert Pattinson play is Cedric Diggory.
Yeah. And
with him having a minor role, him being in it, because I've read Goblet of Fire, and the Cedric Diggory that was in the book and the Cedric Diggory that he played, I didn't feel like they were too far off.
Mm-hmm. I feel like,
I guess it would depend. I guess for me, if we want to go with Ralph's statement from the director of how we see Robert Pattinson, I would just want to say it would be interesting to see his take on the character. Because if I had to compare, let's go Jared Leto in the take he took on the Joker.
Right.
And I absolutely
Loved it.
hated it.
Wait, the Joker from wait, Jared Leto's the Joker. Wait, that's the Joker?
No, Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide
Oh,
Squad.
no. Oh, I don't know these
tattoos.
actors' names. I thought you were talking about
I see.
I don't know their names.
We was about to have
No.
We weren't going to have a problem.
We're here.
You were going to have to explain yourself.
I was there, but now we're here. Keep going. Yeah, we're here now. What's the Joker actor's name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, Joaquin Phoenix. That's who I thought. My bad.
You don't talk. You're on a 5-minute timeout. Finish, Ralph.
I was gonna say, dang, sir, you the first person on this show to get a 5-minute timeout, though. That's crazy. But anyway, I would say the next thing that I am excited for, and something that I've seen recently, was one of the Doctor Strange posters, March of the Madness. I mean, Multiverse of Madness. March of the I'm thinking of March Madness for
that
for
man
basketball.
Think of future of March Madness.
I'm thinking basketball right now. I need to get that out of my head. But Multiverse of Madness, they did have a poster where it was 3 Doctor Stranges, and they all look different. So I'm like, who is this third variant right now? Like, who is this?
Let's get into it. I'm with you, Ralph, because when we saw the trailer, you remember when the trailer came out after Spider-Man No Way Home, we only saw 2.
So who is this third?
They popped out with this.
Like how is this going to connect? Is he like, okay, if I were to take a wild guess right now on who this third Doctor Strange could be, I would say it would have to be somebody from Iron Man's from not Tom Hanks.
The Tom
Tom Cruise's Iron Man. It could be from his universe.
I give you that. I guess a question on top of your question is just how many universes are they going to be exploring? Because the other rumor that's been circling around is that Wanda and Jean Grey are supposed to have it out. So they're going to be touching some X-Men universe.
Yeah.
The question is, at this point, is how many universes are they going to be touching? That third Doctor Strange caught me by surprise.
That definitely caught me by surprise. Like, I don't know where he's gonna fit in, honestly. I don't know where he's gonna be, how is he gonna come into play, what's gonna be his role into the fight, or whatever happens at the end of the movie. Like,
that's a good question. That's a good question. I will say that caught me off guard.
That did. Gosh, what would the past 2 weeks? I would have to say just me gearing up for another season of Alice in Borderland. I love the show.
Oh, they're bringing out another season.
Yes.
They're bringing out another season of that?
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys watched this on Netflix, but there was a Netflix series that I like called Russian Doll. And they're releasing a season 2 for that.
Okay.
And I didn't know they were even producing a second series.
What is that?
So Russian Doll, I don't know the actress name, but if you guys have ever watched Orange Is the New Black, the actress that played Nikki, the redhead.
I never watched Orange Is
the New Black. Not red, but she also played in Orange Is the New Black. I can't remember her name right now, but it's a story about a woman who, and it's one of, you guys know, like, it's like Happy Death Day, but better, where when she dies, she keeps restarting the day that she died for it to end differently. But she keeps dying in different ways. And then she finds out, then her storyline merges with this other guy who's also been dying and restarting the same day over and over. So then they start working together to find out how do they break out of this loop, or why are they in this loop. And as they keep repeating this day, they're learning more stuff about other characters, and they're surroundings, more things about themselves, etc. It was interesting to watch. It came out a couple years ago, which is why I was surprised that they were releasing a season 2, because I watched this back in college.
Oh,
okay.
This series has been out for a while. But but back to your thing, Ralph. I didn't know they were making an Alice in Borderland season 2.
Yeah. The way, if for those that have not seen Alice in Borderland season 1, episode 3 is what got me to be like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Because episode 3 alone, it completely shocked me. I was in distraught.
I'm in distraught.
If Portia, how you seen it? How you watched it?
You had me and another friend of ours watch a couple episodes.
I did.
I want to say we made it to episode 3.
Yeah, and I think that's where we stopped at too. So episode 3.
So I think I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah, the ending of episode 3. That was what got me hooked. Of like, okay, we here now, because anybody can die in this movie or even in this series at all. So I'm just curious to see how they're gonna carry it for season 2.
Okay.
Ryan, I would very much want you to watch it too, to get your opinion.
It's just always so funny when I look at how different our interests are, because it's like we get not of course I'm not down to nobody's, but like for us to have like very similar interests, we also got very different. Because Ralph always names like stuff that I've like, not the first 2 obviously, but you always name stuff that I'm like, let me look into that because I have not heard of that. That has not been on my radar. But okay.
So what's on your radar? Because you asked the question. You nosy.
Yeah, you real nosy.
What's yours?
I am a dirty Android user. So number 1, the Samsung Galaxy S22 comes out February 25th. Very excited. I'm gonna wait 2 to 3 months so I can buy it on sale because I'm not paying full price for these $1,000 phones. And I want the Ultra, which starts off very, very high, and I'm already broke. So no, not doing that. That's my number 1. But number 2, I love my anime, and one of my favorites, one of our friends at another channel actually put me on The Rising of Shield Hero. Season 2 has been announced for April 2022. One of my favorite isekais is.
I saw that.
It's up there. Y'all know I've talked about Shield Hero. It is up there. It is up there for the folks who watch like Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. If you like Reincarnate as a Slime, Sword Art, it's up there in terms of like top isekais. And I'm so excited. I almost went in tears when I saw the trailer because I'm like, I've been waiting on this. Y'all know I'm going through my manga phases where I'm trying to buy the manga. I actually want the light novels for Shield Hero. So that's my number 2. Number three. Amazon's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, comes out September 2nd, 2022. I've seen some images. It looks amazing. And through the rise of all these fantasy, high fantasy, live action adult films, we've seen Game of Thrones, we've seen The Witcher. I know like House of Dragon is coming out this year, and I want to see, can Amazon compete in this arena? Especially House of Dragon coming out this year, correct, Portia?
Yeah, I don't know when, but I want to say, because they haven't said anything now, I'm expecting probably a fall release on that.
I want to see. Lord of the Rings grew up on it, kind of next to like Harry Potter and a few other franchises and Underworld. Lord of the Rings was one of those for me. The Hobbit series was dope. They've made like that Shadows of Mordor game, like the Lord of the Rings, a lot of lore, high fantasy, mature themes. I want to see Amazon do this series justice. I want to see if they can really like compete against Netflix and HBO Max and all of them with this type of series. I am willing to say I have higher expectations for it over House of the Dragon. I honestly
I knew you was gonna say that. Let's get into it.
I gotta say it.
I knew you was gonna say that. But
shoot me.
I will say this. I will. Okay, I will say this is that I agree. I think that Amazon made a good move to make a Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah.
One, the Lord of the Rings already has previous content that they can pull from. 2, I didn't grow up on the Lord of the Rings. My dad liked the movies, but Lord of the Rings does have a large fan base. So, and with all of the things that we've seen, like how they've executed Game of Thrones, The Witcher, and all of these other high fantasy live actions, they are working with some good stuff to take this over the top. So I will give you that. Do I think that this might top House of the Dragon? That's a good question. For House of the Dragon, one, same thing. They have previous content.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline from House of the Dragon has already been written. It's a book. 2, they cannot make this bad.
They can't.
They cannot make this bad. From how the reaction to season 8, and then you had the audacity to come back with another Game of Thrones series, you cannot make this bad. I think the other thing that House of the Dragon has is that who's it's focused on. The Targaryens and their rule, which is something that we did not get in Game of Thrones. We saw how we got a little bit of ruling, but we more so saw how Targaryens conquer.
Right.
But we also got it from a perspective of a Targaryen that did not grow up in Westeros, that did not have that regal influence, which would be in House of the Dragon. So we're exploring the Targaryens and we're exploring their lifestyle in Westeros. Yeah. So it would be interesting. I am planning to watch Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. But it would be interesting to see especially if House of the Dragon is going to release at that same time. It is going to be interesting to see which one comes out on top as far as storyline, characters. We can throw special effects in there.
Okay.
And just in the overall feel of the show itself, and the creativity. I'm
interested.
Yeah, I can see that.
But my vote is House of the Dragon.
Ralph break the tie.
We'll see what Amazon talking about, but my vote is House of the Dragon.
Amazon been pushing some heat.
Yeah.
Live action heat though?
Some series you probably wouldn't care for, but like Reacher, Jack Ryan, Without Remorse, those more action oriented. Amazon got some heat. Like folk be sleep on Prime Video now.
Okay.
It's some heat. I could.
Now I'll give them animation because of Invincible and what they've been doing with the Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
I'll give them animation.
Amazon, I feel like they really coming with that heat. And now we're gonna have 3 ongoing fantasy series once these 2 come out, because
we'll see.
The Witcher got to make their next few seasons too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ralph, break our tie.
We will see.
You know how we do.
Oh my god!
You don't gotta break it, Ralph. You don't gotta break it.
No,
you don't have to break it. We gonna let this ongoing beef brew between me and
We're gonna let it marinate. We're
gonna let it marinate.
And like,
so I have a number 4. Of hottest.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Direct went down.
Wait. Ryan and Fook called it. I just want us to say Ryan and Fook called it.
I'm gonna get there. But Nintendo Direct went down Wednesday, February 9th. First thing, I want to throw that out there. If you follow the Blerd Mob on Twitter at the Blerd Mob, you would have saw that when Nintendo Direct got announced, me and Ryan, we put it out there that we wanted to see Mario Strikers. It was Mario Strikers and Mario Baseball to make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mario Strikers is coming back, baby. We called it. I just want to go through my reaction. So we're sitting there, we're watching Nintendo Direct. They're throwing out some stuff. The friends, we were all on Discord. Some of the games that we're putting out, some people were excited for, but I wasn't that impressed at the moment. Let's talk about how this scene played out. We have 2 parts of the soccer field coming together. I already knew what was about to go down when I saw that green field in the middle.
Ma'am.
I was run. Strikers came
I yelled,
back.
bro.
And I just want to let y'all know that we called it.
I yelled, bro.
We called it.
I yelled, bro.
We called it. Mario Strikers Battle League drops June 10th. It's $59.99. You can go ahead and pre-order it in the Nintendo store. I haven't yet, but you can if you want to. But I just want to... This is why I'm excited for Mario Strikers. It's because if they are bringing back Mario Strikers, the baseball game is not too far off.
Yeah. There we go.
They are about to finish. They are about to finish the gauntlet. You know what? Come here.
And Mario...
Not you grabbing the gauntlet.
They are about to finish the gauntlet.
And folks sleep because them Mario sports games, even baseball and soccer are some of their two best ones. But they did a really good job with that tennis. I heard the golf wasn't that good, but they did a great job with tennis, and I'm looking forward to Strikers, bro. I'm looking.
I like the tennis.
Striker was the best.
I like the tennis one. Super Sluggers. I feel like y'all sleep on Mario Super Sluggers that came out on Wii. That is a monster. And whatever they have planned for the Switch, y'all not ready for it.
Look, I don't know why I didn't play Super Sluggers on the Wii, but I definitely played the one on GameCube, the first one, and I absolutely...
The one on GameCube was a classic.
I absolutely loved it.
GameCube is a classic, but Super Sluggers?
Yeah.
It's a monster. Ralph, vouch for me, boy. You came over my house and we played Super Sluggers. You cannot say that it's not a monster.
We did. It was fun.
All that
I still enjoyed Strikers a little bit more than Super Sluggers.
I feel you. Folks like soccer.
It's a little bit more aggressive. It is more aggressive.
I feel you. Soccer is very touchy. Baseball is just
swing.
But if we want to talk about Super Mario baseball games as a whole, Super Sluggers was a monster.
Mm-hmm. Now, me and Fu were both hyped up about that, but I think there was one game that I was the only one hyped up for, and Switch announced their Switch Sports, and I'm a little excited.
So I would give them this. I would give Switch a couple things with Switch Sports. I feel like they were going to have to come out with a Switch Sports anyway, just because of how much Wii Sports was a hit.
Yeah.
I would also give it to them that I guess the design of it. If you've seen the trailer for Switch Sports, it's refreshing. We don't have like these weird looking Mii's floating around everywhere with these nubs. If you're playing baseball, you got nubs.
Right. Swinging like this.
But I think this would... I guess it was refreshing to see Switch Sports release, because when the Wii came out, the biggest thing was Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Mario Party, Mario Kart, and Wii Sports were maybe one of the first 3 games that I got on Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already been releasing Mario Party on Switch. Mario Kart 8 is living forever. And just to see Switch Sports complete that 3, it was refreshing to see it come back.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't a big fan of the Wii Sports, but I know how much enjoyment my parents got to be able to participate in a game because of the games that they had in there. Like, I'm playing Mario Kart and stuff. My dad will play it with me, but watching him do like bowling and boxing and stuff like that, it's bringing in that audience. It's bringing back that audience that would play the game because of this type of gameplay.
Yeah. They bringing back the sit on the couch and play with your family on Thanksgiving game, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing about it, which is kind of like my little theory on it, seems like Switch Sports is going to get ongoing support. I was a little disappointed that the boxing game wasn't on there, but they added a game. I forgot the official name for it, but in Wii Sports Resort, it was called Swordplay Mode. They got a variation of that in Switch Sports, and they also got like badminton and a few others. but they announced that golf would come in the fall. So I don't know if golf was one of those things where it's like, we wanted to put it out, but we just ain't have time to, or is that a sign that more sports will be added over time, i.e., boxing, or even and a few others?
I think more sports are coming. I think what they did with Switch Sports is that they combined Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort into one. So if they are trying to keep bringing in that nostalgia of both games, I think they just put out, this is the MVP for the minimal viable product for them to put out Switch Sports. And then more DLCs are going to be coming out to complete the game. So with golf being the first one, I agree with you. We might be getting a boxing DLC. They just haven't finished it yet.
I can also see volleyball too.
Well, volleyball's in it. It's in the yeah. So volleyball, bowling, tennis, badminton, and some other stuff is included in the original copy of the game.
And they got soccer, but it's not Mario Striker soccer. It's actually like put your Joy-Con on your hip. Well, that's coming as an update where you can put it on your leg and actually kick with it and everything else.
That's nice.
Folks gonna break their TVs.
Yeah,
it's about to be the Wii. It's about to be the Wii all over again.
Wii Sports Boxing broke TVs.
And no, that and Wii Sports Bowling.
Yeah.
Because you remember before every game they would tell you to tighten
the strap.
The strap on your wrist. So many people did not listen to that and was throwing controllers in their TV.
Exactly, bro. And another thing, I know like Nintendo announced that Mario Kart 9 is in development, but they also dropped that 48 map, like ongoing DLC, and like they're going to release 8 at a time, to a total of like 48 tracks for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, revamped and all of that. For them to not drop Mario Kart 9, but say they're bringing 48 maps to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's only $25, listen, that's not a bad deal.
Look,
that's not a bad
it's not a bad deal. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I'm not upset. I'm not upset that they released it because 2 things came with that announcement. Before Nintendo Direct, they had announced that Mario Kart 9 was in active development. The other announcement that came after Nintendo Direct was that this Mario Kart 8 DLC is supposed to last us into the end of 2023, which means Nintendo Direct 2024 Mario Kart 9 could be coming.
There we go.
They're using it to hold us over. And you know what? I'm not mad at it because of where they're pulling the tracks from. Mario Kart 64, Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii, the mobile game,
Mario Kart Tours.
I saw Mario Kart DS. I saw Mario Kart DS. I think I saw some of the Game Boy Advance Mario Kart games on there. So let's talk about the 48 tracks that they already have. And with half of those 48 tracks were already being pulled from multiple games. So now you're adding 48 more tracks pulled from multiple games on top of that. That's 96 tracks in one game. And they're not releasing them all at the same time. They're releasing 2 cups per wave.
It's basically Mario Kart Ultimate, like how they did Smash Bros. Ultimate of every character. It's Mario Kart Ultimate, and I liked it.
It's no longer It's no longer Mario Kart 8. It's Mario Kart Infinity.
Mario Kart Infinity.
Infinity and
love
beyond.
Mario Kart from Infinity into Infinity.
I like it, bro. I like it.
But I'm excited. I'm not mad at it. I think I would have been upset had they tried to overcharge for the DLC. But paying $24.99 and I'm just continuously getting these wave updates, I'm not mad at it. Especially with the knowledge that Mario Kart 9 is coming.
It seems like they're trying to get me to buy this Switch.
Ralph, honestly, Ralph, I want you to get a Switch so bad. I do.
Here's the thing.
Because I will give you this. When the Switch first came out, we were all in college, and it was easy for us to all come together and play the Switch. Like, at one point, you didn't have to have a Switch. For us, you didn't have to have a Switch. Because We all had one. I had one. Ryan had one. All of us had one. All you had to do was have a controller and come over, plug your thing in, and you add it.
Exactly.
But I will also put it as that when the Switch came out, I want to say the only 3 games I had on the Switch was Let's Go Pikachu, Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart. I know our other friends were buying a whole ton of other games, but if we just want to talk, for me, I didn't have a lot of games starting off with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's understandable if you didn't feel like you wanted to buy a Switch because you didn't feel like you were going to have a lot of games to play. But right now, big dog, you need to go ahead and buy that Switch. You need to go ahead and buy that Switch.
Now I will say there's a chance that they may make they're actually going to make a next gen, not a next gen Switch, but like how most consoles they do like a little slim version, updated version, like better processing and everything. A lot of people are banking that Switch is coming out. In my opinion, by the time Mario Kart 9 gets announced, honestly,
they'll probably
Mario
have
Kart 9 or the baseball game, whichever comes first. By the time those games get announced, if the new Switch ain't came out yet, get you a Switch because those games are going to be heat.
I agree with Ryan, and I would also say that with Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 9 might be a release title for this new Switch because
I can see that.
Right now, if you do try to buy a Switch, you can buy it by itself or you can get the Mario Kart 8 bundle. Right. And if they want to go for that again, I can see Mario Kart 9 being a release title for a new Switch.
I can see that as well. I agree. And that'll be a good deal too. I might buy it and sell my current Switch.
But it depends. It depends on if you want to wait or not. If you want to do what Ryan said and you want to wait, by all means, you can wait. But if you want one right now, I would say now's the time.
Mm-hmm.
Strikers is dropping in June. The Mario Kart DLC is dropping March 18th. Mm-hmm. So that's coming next month. And Switch Sports drops in April.
And I don't know if you're in a Kirby, they announced the Kirby game as well.
I'm not in Kirby.
Can we talk about Kirby turning? Can we talk about Kirby turning into that car?
Fortunately, that didn't.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
And the thing, and Ryan, the thing is called mouthful mode. What?
it was kind of funny. Like when I saw it, it was just awkward. I cringed a little.
I was like, so Kirby a car.
And then I see these tweets,
and the memes on Twitter have been hilarious. But I was like, what? And they called it mouthful mode.
Oh,
the one where Kirby was a car and Batman stood next to it that you sent into our group chat. That was funny.
Yes,
that was hilarious.
That was funny. I think I might get Kirby too. I had a Kirby DS game. I don't remember the exact name, but I had a Kirby DS game and I did like it.
That is the last time I played Kirby too.
It is. I think I might get this Kirby game.
I've never.
Whenever I finish Pokemon.
So Ralph, Kirby is
good. I've watched Kirby. I've never played Kirby.
Kirby was fun. It was one of those games where like if you was on Nintendo, like you got Zelda, you got Mario / Kart, you got Smash Bros and all that, but Kirby was one of those games that I don't want to say it's a hidden gem because we all know about Kirby, but it was solid. It was always solid.
It was. I remember enjoying the Kirby games. So the reason I want to get it on the Switch is because I have a lot of games. I've played a lot of games on Game Boy that are re-releasing on the Switch that I played, but I didn't fully understand what I was playing. Pokemon is a very big example for me. But playing it on the Switch and being older, I understand. I have a better appreciation for the game playing it older on the Switch than what I did when I had it on Game Boy. Yeah. So I'm gonna get this Kirby game.
I'm gonna consider it depending on what else drop. I'm gonna consider it.
I don't know if I'll get it when it first comes out, but it may just be one of those days where I want another game. Oh yeah, Kirby was on my list. Let me go buy Kirby.
Man,
but
we ain't ready for 2022, bro.
It's a lot of stuff happening.
I was not ready for all these announcements. I was not.
Like we made.
I was not.
We made that what we expecting for 2022. Post like
a
few episodes back, and it got to get updated.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I want to say this right quick. I got snubbed. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is no longer releasing 2022. They pushed it back to 2023.
Oh.
I got snubbed. So, which makes Forspoken my number 3 spot for top games of 2022. But I just want to say I was snubbed. I was heartbroken. I was sad.
You got Euphoria season 3 got announced though.
Right.
It did.
Yeah. Like that's bad news with some good news.
You know, trade off.
Look, all of the other good news that I said, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
But I was upset because I got snubbed. I did.
I would say at least we still have Hogwarts. Supposedly that's going to be releasing.
They say it's on track.
They said that's still on track now.
So
they said it's on track.
I need me another trailer though. I need me another trailer.
I need another trailer.
Same.
To confirm that
right,
I will be getting this.
Give me some reassurance.
At least give me a month that I can expect this, you know.
That's that. But that's all the time we have for today, boys. So, Ralph, go ahead and lead us out.
All right. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at the Blerd Mob. And make sure you can catch us on Facebook at searching the Blerd Mob Podcast, or you can find us on Instagram at the Blerd Mob Pod. So, with that being said, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
See y'all on the next episode.
Hands up. If you loving where you at, stand 10 toes down. Sure, they ain't no looking mad. You can let them haters hate when they answer while I'm smiling. I just tell them life's great.